People of the world, how you doing? It's Tom Brown here. It is Monday, and if I got my days right, I think it's March 14th, maybe 13th, 14th. Anyway, so I'm just going to give you a quick little rundown here. I'm going to take another video in just a little while after I've moved some stuff around to get some stuff moved around. But I'm going to show you, because I did a video of me in the land clearing project, and so here it is. So I'm actually standing on top of the excavator right now. I came in through there. This is all, there's my humongous pile of shrubs. You probably can't tell how big that is on the video, but anyway, it goes way back over there. My new solar for the deep well pump. So here is a video. I've got a whole bunch of trash just that I've been digging up out of the sandy soil. Here in Arizona, they get like monsoons and flash floods, and so I think these people that lived here before, I don't think this little shed that's all beat up, I don't think that was actually sitting where it is. I think it was sitting farther up over there by the house, and the flash floods kind of took it down and left a trail of debris. And inside that little shed, it's filled with like 6 inches of sand. So we're gonna make sure that don't happen to my new stuff. So anyway, I'm building a little bit of like a retention wall, because my property slopes from that mountain there down towards the valley that probably can't see those mountains far away. So I'm going to build a little like retention wall, probably maybe not 4 feet, but maybe 3 feet high, and I'm going to set some big old boulders on the ground in a line, and then I'm going to kind of backfill it with a whole bunch of this type of dirt right here, and I think that'll be enough to ward off the flash flooding waters that are going to want to come down right through the middle of the property. And if it's not strong enough to work, I'll actually put in some drainage stuff, but I'm hoping that'll be good enough. So anyway, here's one of the trenches I've dug. It's about, I don't know, let's say 80 feet. And this is the existing solar riser and concrete base that I did on the other video that I had up on the other side of the wellhead over there. It was by that yellow ladder that you can see if I stop moving around. So it was on the other side of the wellhead, and I was saying that I wasn't sure if I wanted to, take down some of the big trees, because they were kind of in the way. But after walking around on the property and, kind of seeing where the sun comes up in the morning and where it sets at night, there's excuse me, there's not a lot of all the little trees around here are just, they're not any higher than my solar array. So this is the perfect area right here for all of the solar equipment, the above ground water storage tanks. I just ordered a new shed, tough shed, that is kind of similar to this one. It's actually it's a little bit bigger than that one, but it'll be coming here in a couple weeks. So what I'm going to have to do for now temporarily is I'm going to finish clearing this little spot today. I'm not taking out the trees, but I do have a little area here. I've got to take out that bush right there, and then I'll have sorry guys. I'll have an available area where I can roll that big huge 2,500 gallon water tank right through there, down through here, and set it up right here. So this right here is kind of, On the corner of the house, it's about, I'd say the house is 40 feet, 45, 50 feet away, which is perfect because it's just far enough away to where it'll be hidden, you know, behind these trees and behind the shed right there, so we won't be staring at it all day long. But it's close enough to where the equipment won't be so far away that, you know, there's, you know, we got to run real long water lines and power lines, because you got to remember, you know, everything I'm doing here is I'm not relying on the power company or the water company or anybody like that. You know, I'm it's all on me. So I am trying to set it up in a way where I can get it far enough away from the house to where I don't have to stare at it every day, but I can have it close enough to where, you know, the pumps don't have to work extra hard to get the water, you know, 300 feet away or something like that. You know, the pumps, you know, water's heavy, and you know, the pumps are solar operated, so I want to extend the life of the equipment, and so I'm going to try not to abuse it. So I'm trying to set it up to where it's close enough to the house where it's not going to overwork the pumps. But I decided that this would be basically the perfect spot, because you know, when you're in the house, it's right next to the house, but when you're in the house, it's not, you know, you can't really see it. So here's the view from the house basically, and so all you see is the trees and a little bit of the cleared land right there. So it'll all be hidden out of the way, but it'll be close enough if I have to come out here at nighttime for any reason. You know, I don't have to walk all the way across the property. And right here where the excavator's setting, on the other side of the first solar array I've done, is going to be the other solar, and the greenhouse is all going to go all in there. So this is the spot we picked, and I feel it's a pretty good spot, and we're going to roll with it, and it's going to be cool. So I'm going to get back to work here. I'm going to finish cleaning a little bit of the debris out of the way. I gotta move that shrub right there, and I gotta move some stuff over there next to that shed, because the water storage tank is gonna go right between the shed on the right and the shed on the left. That shed right there on the left is coming down. It's a POS, and I was gonna try to save some of the lumber and rebuild it or whatever, but you know, when I went down to Home Depot on Saturday, I priced out how much it would cost me to build a 8x8 storage shed that basically looks just like that, with, you know, maybe not quite exactly, but similar. And with the price of lumber and plywood and just everything, it would cost me right around $3,000 to build, to go get the material, load it all up, bring it here, unload it, drag all the boards and the timbers and the plywood over here myself, put it all together, the nails, and, you know, I mean, I got all the saws and everything I need to build it quick, but I could buy one from Tough Shed for $2,500, already installed and delivered, painted, everything, for $2,500 versus $3,000 for the material. And I asked the guys, like, man, I mean, with the price of material, how can you guys sell it for the price that you're selling it? And basically he just told me that they have a special contract with the manufacturers, because they do so much volume, you know, they get certain costs for the lumber and stuff, and so whatever, it is what it is. But so I just decided that it's gonna be, just makes more sense to pay $2,500 and have it delivered and set up and just magically appear here on the property, versus, you know, to save me time and energy and work. The only real problem is the time frame. It's gonna be, he said, 3 weeks out before it'll be here on site. And that shed, the new shed, is where I'm planning on putting all the equipment, the power wall for the solar power for the house, the battery rack for the gel batteries that I got for my solar operated water pressurized pump. It'll also hold the pressurized pump itself, the inverter, the generator, you know, all my it's basically going to be like a mechanical room. So, you know, and that's the heart of the system. That's where all the stuff comes to, and I wanted to bring it up through the floor and all that, but I've decided that I'm not going to bring it up through the floor, just in case you know, I ever have to like redo a line or a pipe or anything like that. I don't want it coming up through the floor, because then I'll have to, you know, dig down into the ground, so underneath the floor a little bit, so I can pull the pipe down or whatever out of the hole. So I'm going to come up right on the edge of the shed and just bring everything through the side and into the shed. So so I don't have to wait 3 weeks for the shed to arrive before I can do that. I can get everything in the ground, everything prepped. I can level the ground where the shed's going to go. I can tell them right where I want it, and so that way I don't have to wait on the shed. I can get everything ran, and if I have to, I can put some temporary 2x4s up or whatever to hold the panel and all that. You know, I mean, it'll be a little extra work not having it here and having to kind of temp it in and figure out where the wall's going to be and all that, but I can't wait, so it's just going to have to be that way. You know, I could go down and just spend the money because I don't want to wait. I'm spending an extra $500 plus the gas and time to go get it, plus the gas plus the time and labor to build it, and then, you know, I'd like to say it would take me 2 days, but it more than likely it'd take me 4 days. I mean, you know, it's just how everything goes. To level the ground, to get the beams in, get it all level, put the, you know, building it's no problem, but the finish work, like, you know, building the doors, putting on the doors, the hinges, making sure everything opens and closes correctly. You know, the roofing, you know, it doesn't come with the roof already. You know, you don't go to the store and buy a roof. You go to the store and you buy tar paper and roofing nails and shingles, and you have to do all the measurements and cut it and everything, put it all together, you know, so it takes time. I'd like to say it would take me 2 days, but more than likely, my estimation is just gone out the door, so I'm going to say 4 days. So that's 4 days I don't have to waste on building the thing, and I can spend that time doing other stuff, like getting my concrete poured, over here on the other side of this solar array for the new solar for the house. You know, it's 16 panels, they're big. You know, it's a 12K system. This is just the first stage to that. There's going to be, I'm going to end up doing one more for sure, and maybe 2 more inverters and 16 panel solar arrays, just like what I'm getting. So, but for the cost and all that, you know, I had to just purchase the one, get the site prepped, get everything out here ready, and the wires ran and the conduits in the ground. Just like this system here, it comes with everything except for it comes with the actual ground stands, but in order to meet code and be compliant and all that stuff, and for the warranties and all that, you know, you have to design the base that the panels sit on in a certain way that it meets their requirement. They sent me the specs, so, you know, that's one thing I got to do that I can be doing while I'm waiting for the shed to show up. I can be building that the ground mounts for the new electrical solar panels. Now I'm down in this ditch here. Here's a view from underneath. That's the well pump controller. It's pumping right now, filling up the tank. And this is just temporary, you know. When you're out here on your own, you got to do a lot of things on the fly, just temporary, just to get things operating while you're trying to get the rest of the work like completed and finished. And you know, so all this stuff is just kind of sitting in the trench. But I'll walk up here to the other side. So this is the old well line that was dropped down the well casing before, and it's all sitting over on the side of the house in a big stack. So the other day when I was out here, I was just gonna run this wire, these two wires right here, inside of this pipe. It's a 1-inch, but you know, I mean, I'm a stickler for rules, and even though I think that I think there's too many damn rules in this world, and I think that people should be able to do kind of what they want to do as long as they're not hurting anybody. But you know, I'm in agreement with my father-in-law on a couple things that he was talking to me about. He said that, you know, I'm going through all this trouble and all this time and energy and money to install these systems. I might as well get permits and get it all inspected. That way it's recorded in the county, and if I ever want to go and sell the house, they can see that it's all been done properly. I mean, I'm doing it properly anyway, so I might as well have it, you know, pay a couple $100 extra and have the inspector come out here and say, yep, looks good, it's all been done right. And that way it's recorded. I have that proof that the trenches are deep enough, everything's correct. So this is, and the reason why I say that is because anytime you see white conduit, it's not made for electrical. This is made for water. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave it in the ground like it is for future use. And this is low voltage electrical here. So what I'm gonna do is I bought 1-inch electrical conduit while I was at Home Depot the other day. So I'm gonna put all this inside regular 1-inch gray electrical conduit, and I don't really think there's any difference on the conduit, how it's made and all that, other than the color. You know, they have to distinguish the color for different things. You know, like gas is yellow, water is white and black, electrical is gray. So, you know, it's pretty much the same. I don't know about the gas, but it's pretty much the same, other than the color. So, but they want to be picky like that because they make the rules. So I'm going to do it the way that it's supposed to be done and have it inspected, so I can say that I had it inspected. I know it's done right, but I want there to be proof. So this is the gray conduit here, and actually the white conduit is actually better than the gray conduit. If you look at that, that says Schedule 80, which is really thick wall. You know, you can drive over it with equipment and stuff like that and it won't squish or crush. And this gray conduit here, electrical, is only Schedule 40. You can get it in Schedule 80. It's a lot more expensive. This stuff is expensive as it is, with the price of everything going up, just skyrocketing. But so anyway, this is the well head here, the well cap. I put this little filter in there just temporarily because we have I don't know if we stirred up, because this well casing and the well itself has been sitting, you know, for months and months, just with water in it. And I think what happened was when we pushed the well pump down into the pipe that's inside here, it's a smaller pipe, it's like a 4-inch pipe inside this casing. I think we like scraped the edges of that pipe and disturbed all the built up sediment on the edge of the piping, and there's a lot of calcium out here. So we got a lot of calcium out of the water the first time we pumped. And when my wife boiled some of the water on the burner inside to make something, I don't know what she was making, maybe tea or something, she noticed some little tiny balls, like I guess you'd call them like pearl beads or something like that. You know, you couldn't tell at first with the water because it was kind of milky colored, but after she boiled it, they like balled up. So I got the filter in there just for now. We are going to get a better filter system, but this is just to keep what we can out of the tanks, because the tanks are all new, and you know, if I can keep as much sediment out of there as possible, that's what I'm going to do. I am going to have Mobetta filters, and they're going to go also in that storage shed that I ordered. So it's going to be a minute before I get those, but for now, we're gonna use that filter and another couple little filters temporarily until we get the main filter system set up. But there is the 1,200 gallon in-ground cistern tank. It's not in ground yet, just because, you know, I'm trying to do one thing at a time. You know, I've got to get the, you know, first thing I had to do was get the water actually up out of the well. We got the water up out of the well. I got the solar panels and everything over there mounted. I got the ditch dug. We are getting water out of the well, so we don't have to keep running to town to get water. So that's over with. And then this, you can see the line in the tank. You know, I've had to turn it on and off a couple times because the first day we turned it on, it only ran for an hour or so before it got dark. The next day when it came on and it filled up about 300 gallons maybe before noon, which is good. And then I turned it off for a little while because it pumped the well down to where there was no more water in the well. And you have to give it time to recover. You know, it's not, it recovers fairly quickly, but you know, you don't want to run your well dry all the time. You want to give it recovery time so it has time to fill back up, and that takes a little while sometimes. So I'm still not sure how I want to set that up, put it on timers or something like that. The well itself and the controller, I'll show you that in another video later. It automatically can do that. You know, it's got sensors that go in the tank itself, that say, okay, the tank is full, shut off, don't turn any power on, we don't need any more water because the tank is full. And it also has a sensor in the well that's like 2 feet above the pump motor, taped to the side of the water line. And when the water drops down to that level where it's all the way down to where it's only a foot or so above the pump motor, it also tells it to shut off. So basically that pump, or that sensor that's down by the pump, it protects your pump from running in a dry situation, but it also protects from you running your well empty. So I have the protections already in place for that. But so I'm gonna kind of observe it over the next few days and kind of see how it is working, and actually how much water comes out of the well every day. From my estimation right now, I have been kind of trying to keep an eye on it. I think my estimation is about 400 gallons a day, which is good. I think between that's more than enough for us to use in the house for laundry and dishes and showers and flushing the toilet and all that stuff. It's more than enough water for us. But we're also going to have a greenhouse, and we're going to be irrigating, going to be watering plants and doing all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to also build a retention pond down on the property, and I'll kind of show you. Here, walk with me here and I'll show you. So, there's the doggies. Hey, you guys fighting? Come here. Come on. Hey, walk with me. Whatever. They'll follow me once they see I'm actually leaving the yard. So, here's the driveway. And as you can see here, I don't know if you really can see that, but I'll show you. Like I said before, that is north, and it is my property slopes from that direction down this direction towards the house. So if you can see here, the water is coming right through the gate, and it's running when the monsoons happen. It runs right through over here and down that way, right past where I was digging. So I don't know if you can see that. You see that? It's like kind of a wall, like the edge of a creek. But so I'm going to flatten all this out, level it, and then out here in the street, I'm going to build a wall that will protect the front of our property from the waters just coming in and gushing in and creating a creek down the middle of our property. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the driveway and the entrance gate down over here. That way I can build a wall. That way I can build a nice high wall right past all this, and I won't have to worry about the water coming down the street and running into the driveway. It's gonna come. If it comes down, it'll run right past that, and there is a natural wash, what they call a wash here. Basically, they're just little dry creek beds, seasonal, temporary creek beds. But there's a natural dry one, and it is over here. It's actually they're all over, basically, but so you can see that one. I don't know how well you can tell, and it comes through here and through there and over there. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually not sure yet how far away really I want to go. Look at this. Moo cow. Hey, buddy. So they have there's free range cattle out here. And you know what? Hey, don't you dare bother those. Don't, Chewy. Chewy and Izzy, come here. damn it. My dogs, they think they're gonna be big badasses. Chewy, hey, Chewy!